The 6th century BCE was an amazing time of philosophical growth for ancient China. It was during that time that the two most influential spiritual leaders native to China, Confucius and Lao Tzu, are thought to have lived and taught. The philosophies that they practiced, Taoism and Confucianism, existed simultaneously in dynastic China, attracting countless numbers of followers over the past 2,500 years. The fascination of both the Eastern and Western worlds with these two legendary figures and the philosophies that they created remained strong. The other driving philosophy of dynastic China was created by a politician, musician, and philosopher named Confucius. Born in 551 BCE, Confucius wandered throughout China, first as a government employee and later as a political advisor to the rulers of the Zhou dynasty. In later life, Confucius left politics to teach a small group of students. Lao Tzu, translated as either Old Master or Old Boy, is believed to be the author of Taoism. Very little is known of his life. He may not have even existed. According to myth, at his birth around 604 BCE, Lao Tzu came from the womb as an old man, white-haired and full of wisdom. Saddened by society's lack of goodness, Lao Tzu decided to leave his home in Luoyang to live out the rest of his life in quiet and solitude, somewhere beyond the Great Wall of China, possibly near Tibet. As he passed through the city gates for the final time, the gatekeeper asked Lao Tzu to write down his parting thoughts. The old master agreed, and 3 days later returned with a small book. Lao Tzu then left civilization, never to return. His writings were titled the Tao Te Ching, and became the most important text of Taoism. According to Taoism, the entire universe and everything in it flows with a mysterious, unknowable force called the Tao, translated literally as the Way. The Tao has many different meanings. It is the name that describes ultimate reality. The Tao also explains the powers that drive through the universe and the wonder of human nature. Taoists believe that everything is one despite all appearances. Opinions of good and evil, or true and false, only happen when people forget that they are all one in the Tao. Therefore, it is the aim of Taoists not to forget, and if forgotten, to remember that oneness.
The other driving philosophy of dynastic China was created by a politician, musician, and philosopher named Confucius. Born in 551 BCE, Confucius wandered throughout China, first as a government employee and later as a political advisor. In later life, Confucius left politics to teach a small group of students. After his death, the ethics and moral teachings of Confucius were written down by his students to become analects. Many of his clever sayings are still followed today. Not to teach a man who can be taught is to waste a man. To teach a man who could not be taught is a waste of words. The wise will lose neither men nor words. It was sayings such as this that made Confucianism the social philosophy of China.
A good place to start is to talk about the similarities of Confucianism and Taoism. Both were founded in 6th century China. Also, both have gained many followers from then to today. But that is where the similarities come to an end. First, we start with Taoism. Taoism is a religious or philosophical tradition. Taoism emphasizes living in harmony with Tao. Tao is often described as a mysterious, unknowable force. But literally, Tao means path, way, or principle. Today we symbolize living in harmony with Tao as the yin and yang symbol. Lao Tzu is said to have been the author of Taoism. He wrote out his final thoughts in a book and gave them to a gatekeeper before leaving civilization forever. The book was titled Tao Te Ching. The book takes views from many different places, including Confucius. Confucianism is a group of moral ethics and moral teachings. Confucius said he wanted to learn to be human. He stated that a person should act with virtue in all social matters. These social matters included family, community, state, and kingdom. Confucius is well known for his quotes about life. This quote shows a comparison that may have never been noticed otherwise. Confucianism is somewhat strict, especially for ceremonial procedures. For example, there is the worship of Confucius, which includes major activities, namely music, songs, dances, and rituals.